the use of renewable energy were also asked. The survey was divided into 5 parts and consisted 24 questions. The first part focused on how informed people are about renewable energy, how appealing it is to them. The second part of the survey questioned the willingness of people to switch from fossil fuel based energy to renewable energy and things that may hinder this switch or make people hesitant. The third part was to find out what energy source people considered better for use. The fourth part focused on renewable energy developments in their countries and their opinions on the future of renewable energy. And the last part of our survey provided room for comments and suggestions.
Wind energy is obtained from harnessing the wind, which can be done using windmills or wind turbines. Initially, it was used to power sailboats and ships for more than 5,500 years. Wind energy is currently one of the fastest growing forms of renewable energy. Advantages of wind energy. One, it is cost effective. The purchasing price of wind energy is stable due to it being sold through fixed pricing and long term contracts. In addition to this, according to the Wind Energy Technologies Office USA, producing energy using onshore wind costs only about 1 to 2 cents kilowatt per hour after the production tax credit. Two, it does not require importation. Wind is everywhere, which makes it a local source of potential energy generation, as opposed to importing other forms of energy from other countries. A very good example of this will be Japan buying 21% of Saudi Arabia's available crude oil in 2017. Three, it increases employment. According to economic statistics, the wind energy industry is predicted to be responsible for upwards of 600,000 jobs in the US alone by the year 2050. Fourthly, farmers and rural landowners can benefit financially from this by leasing out their land to wind farm owners. Wind energy has so many advantages. However, it is important to note that it also has disadvantages of its own. For example, space and necessary winds. The space for wind farm constructions, as well as the necessary winds required, are often in remote areas. Due to this limitation in location, transmission lines are often required to transport the energy back to the end users, who usually live in urban areas. This can be costly and lengthy. Still under disadvantages, wind energy causes noise pollution as a result of the giant turning blades of wind turbines. Birds and bats are also killed by the spinning of turbines, and the construction of wind turbines and wind farms rely heavily on fossil fuels, which is dangerous to the environment. Here are some possible solutions to wind energy problems. One, wind turbines should be a certain height to prevent their blades from hurting birds. And two, they should be constructed in areas that are not too close to residential zones to avoid noise pollution. Over the years, water wheels have evolved to hydroelectric turbines that generate electricity. Hydropower is the use of fast falling water to produce electricity. Hydroelectric energy is the most widely used source of renewable energy, and it is one of the major sources of electricity. Based on statistics, it still has a lot of room for growth. Advantages of hydroelectric energy. One, it is a completely renewable source of energy. Water is inexhaustible, which means that the water required to turn the turbines for energy creation will always be available, compared to fossil fuels, which once used are gone forever. Secondly, it is a much more reliable source of energy. In comparison to wind and solar energy, hydroelectric energy is the most reliable. Where wind and solar energy are only generated according to availability of wind and sun rays, then stored in batteries. Hydroelectric power plants are able to store the raw material instead of already generated electricity. This form of resource is known as dispatchable resource as it is possible to dispatch whenever necessary. Disadvantages of hydroelectric energy. 1. Availability of reservoirs. Although water is an inexhaustible resource, the reservoirs required to generate hydroelectric power are limited. In addition to this, displacement of wildlife and vegetation. This is a problem majorly faced during construction of the hydroelectric power plants. Proposed solutions to hydroelectric power drawbacks. 1. The government should sponsor major hydroelectric power projects. 2. Dams should be constructed with caution to prevent environmental hazards such as flooding. And lastly, hydroelectric power plants should be constructed in uninhabited areas.
As politics affects the implementation of subsidies in governments, the potentially hindering views and intentions of politicians have a significant impact on a country's transition to renewable source-based energy. One example of said hindering views is Donald Trump's claim that the noise from wind turbines causes cancer. With regards to the trends in the hydroelectric and wind energy industries, one trend within the wind energy industry is known as wind repowering, which is essentially the repurposing of old turbines for new wind farms. Based on our research, the advancing designs by different companies seem to have one thing in common. They just keep getting bigger. Not only are these designs bigger, but are also far more technically advanced, using digitalization for things such as data analytics. Using digitalization within the hydroelectric energy industry, it is estimated that an extra 42 terawatt hours could be added to current hydroelectric energy production capacity. Storage of already generated energy remains a huge hurdle, but pumped hydropower storage could be the solution. Pumped hydropower storage essentially includes using the excess energy from the hydropower generation to pump water upstream to then be released at a later stage to create energy on demand. Other recent developments include current-controlled rotors, which enable the equipment to reach a maximum efficiency. New designs are also being developed with a more fish-friendly focus. Another trend within the hydroelectric and wind energy industry is collaboration. As the renewable energy industry grows, major players and companies tend to collaborate, merge, or simply buy out other smaller or local businesses. An example of such collaboration is the merger of Siemens, a German automation company, and Gamesa Electric, a Spanish electrics manufacturing company, to form Siemens Gamesa, a company focused almost entirely on wind power solutions. The merger of these two companies created what is now a company with one of the industry's largest and broadest product portfolios. Some key findings from our survey results include that the average person has a basic knowledge of renewable energy, and the appearance and ease of switching are the most significant aspects with regards to considering making the switch from fossil fuel-based energy generation to renewable source-based energy generation. Renewable energy is the preferred source of energy for use, according to our survey participants. To conclude, transition from fossil fuels to renewable energy sources is a complicated one, involving but not limited to meteorology, technology, politics, and economics. The benefits of renewable energy are immense, and the world and its population would benefit from rapidly moving away from fossil fuels as a source of energy to sources such as wind and hydroelectric power. Based on our findings, until we further develop the necessary technology to make hydroelectric, wind, and other forms of renewable energy competitive with regards to cost and scale, we have to continue to largely rely upon the energy generated using fossil fuels. We can expect the price of energy generated from renewable energy sources to be high in comparison to energy generated from fossil fuels and the future prices of renewable energy until the technology has developed further, resulting in the meantime in smaller profit margins, resulting in less investment. Based on the trends noted in our report, the cost of generating electricity using renewable energy sources such as wind and hydro will decrease as the technology advances. Wind turbines will continue to increase in size and become more digitalized in order to harvest more energy more efficiently. As research and development expands and improves, hydroelectric power plants will continue to be built on both large and small scales in order to serve large urban populations and smaller rural populations. In the near future, we can expect to see continued and exponential growth in the renewable energy industry. At the current rate of growth, most of the electricity needed to support human life on Earth will be generated from renewable energy sources. Although people are willing to switch to renewable energy, cost, lack of information, and doubts about the consistency of some sources are potential hindrances to this transition. Doubts about the consistency of hydroelectric and wind energy can be alleviated by appropriately informing and educating the public. Renewable energy is the preferred source of energy, but it is not widely used in most countries, primarily due to the lack of promotion and awareness by governments, especially in developing countries. Finally, we would like to thank Professor Wallace for constantly pushing and guiding us throughout this project, as well as the survey participants for their time and for their answers. Thank you.
And
great job.
Thank you, Professor. With that, I would also just like to thank my group members for all of their hard work and time and all of that. I know this was an incredibly challenging project, but I think we're all glad that it's finally over.
Thank you, Group 12, for your excellent job. Everybody give the round of applause, and you can see the poll results. Now I will invite our Vice Dean, Mr. Kevin, who's here to give comments on your presentation and say a few words to all of us. Professor Kevin, you can open your microphone and you can go ahead. Thank you. Give me a moment, your microphone is closed. Okay, go ahead.
Is that okay now?
Perfect.
Is that okay now? All
Yes.
right. Hello, boys and girls. This is Kevin. I'm so happy and honored to be invited by Professor Wallace to join you today. Although my network connection is not that good here, I can still enjoy a lot. Just now, I did not hear much about the previous presentation, so maybe now I don't have any comments on that. I will be all ears for next presentations. I'm happy to join you. Thank you, Professor Wallace and boys and girls. Very good job. Thanks.
Thank you, Professor Kevin. Now let's proceed to the next group. Thank you for being with us.
Very well done, AC12. I think you did an outstanding job. I think it's amazing how you guys were able to conduct a survey given the global location of every team member. Outstanding effort, Edward, to you and your team members, and your presentation was beautifully designed. We can see all the effort and the creativity put into your presentation. There is a saying that goes, people with great passion can make the impossible happen. When we first chose our topics, each student had their own interests and passion to do amazing. The completion of this thesis report was a challenge on its own, along with so many other challenges each team member had to face. Each team has performed and will no doubt be performing above and beyond their comfort zones today. Therefore, it brings me great joy to welcome to you all AC8, who will take the stage to showcase their hard work and passion in their thesis presentation. AC8, the stage is now yours.
Before AC8 goes ahead, I think Professor Diana has been very carefully watching Edward's presentation. Professor Diana, you have something to say to Edward? Please open your microphone and can speak, please. Thank you.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Hi, Edward. It's good to see you. Good afternoon, Professor Wallace.
Thank you. Good afternoon to you.
And good afternoon, the Vice Dean, respected Mr. Kevin, and the coordinator, lovely coordinators over here, students who are going to present, and students who are in the audience. A very warm welcome to all of you. And a host, you're doing a beautiful job. Okay, as far as the presentation goes, let me go one by one. I have made a note. I really like the presentation. Your topic is riveting. As far as your PowerPoint, the design, the structure, the well planned and organized, how you have presented, the color combination, it's very beautiful. The information, what you choose, the content, what you wanted to put. The voiceover was beautifully done with a calmness, which was giving a soothing effect to understand and to listen. So this shows the whole team has worked well coordinated. The most important about your team is that you have done citation, which is very important, I feel, okay, from where you get the information, the Google or the English articles which you are going to choose, and your topic about the future of the hydro and the wind power and how you have explained them, giving us a valuable information to understand. Even if you are not from that major, we can still relate and understand how the future it is going to be. So I think your presentation is very well done. And congratulations, Edward, as the team leader, and also to your team members, all of you. Great jobs, guys. I have seen awesome presentation yesterday, which was really mesmerizing and mind-blowing. And I'm looking forward to all of you. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Professor Diana, to spare your time and being with us. Yes, Edward, go ahead.
I was just saying thank you, Professor Diana. I appreciate it.
Welcome.
Team 8, the floor is yours.
Okay. Hello everyone, Mohammed Nizar here, the leader of ACH, welcoming you for our final presentation for our thesis. Our thesis is all about drones. Drones have been living with us for a long time. For the beginning, we were using them as a weapon. However, drones are improving to be more advanced to facilitate us. Their usages are expanding now and contribute a lot to our lives. And it will continue developing so much in the future. Although it was too difficult to have our work done as a freshman, we finally did it because of the all assistance from our wonderful professor, Professor Walls, and because of the all hard work from our team who have been working day and night to have this work done. So now our thesis is all about the future of drones. Because we have one interesting question. It's how drones will shape our future society. And we think our thesis will have the possible prospect to answer this question. Okay, before let's introduce my team members, I will talk about my own part in this thesis. In my part, I will talk about the history, usages, and the future of military drones. In my part, I decided to create 6 questions to make it easy for you to understand military drones. These questions are: what is the first weaponized drone? What is the largest drone around today? How long drone can stay flying for? I do comparison between drones in the past and now. And 5, I talk about drone boot. And lastly, I conclude my part with discussion about the future of military drones. Now, please welcome all my team members. I will start with Ali, who will be talking about delivery drones.
Thank you, our leader Muhammad. Hello everyone. My name is Ali Muhammad Mustafa Mdehesh from Yemen. My major is mechanical engineering. In our presentation, I wrote the chapter 3, which is talking about the delivery drones. This chapter contains, first, the definition of delivery drones and importance of it. Second, how delivery drones works. Lastly, the advantages and disadvantages of the delivery drones. I've done our Chinese abstract. Next, I will invite Ermi.
Thank you, Ali. Hi, everyone. My name is Army. I'm from Thailand. My major is aeronautical engineering. I was responsible for animation part. This is book arrangement and design. And part 4 about agriculture drones. Chapter 4, I will bring all of you to the farm field. Next, I would like to invite Mark, our deputy leader. Thank you.
Thank you, Ami. Hi, I am ACA Deputy Leader. My name is Naturi Suti, or you can call me Mark, from Aeronautical Engineering major. My tasks are minutes of the meeting, presentation, thesis editor, and researching about drones in emergency response and disaster relief sector. I will show you that drones are likely to be critical lifesavers in the future. Next, I would like to invite Numan.
Thank you, Mark. Hi, everyone. I am Mohammad Numan, and my major is aeronautical engineering, and I have given chapter 6, which is about transportation drones. There I researched about when transportation drones started, advantages and disadvantages of transportation drones, and also the industries which manufacture transportation drones. And now I will pass on to Kim.
Okay, thank you, Norman. Hello, everybody. I am Kim Phomphon Thongpet from Aeronautical Engineering. So I am the one of researcher, editor, and creator of the thesis. And my topic is space drone. As you know, going to space and space exploration can reach new heights using space drone, right? But absolutely, it has limitation and many challenges. So I'm so excited to show to you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kim. Now we will play our presentation. I hope you guys enjoy with it.
I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna work harder. I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna work harder. I'm a survivor. I'm gonna make it. I'm a survivor. Keep on surviving.
Hi everybody. Today we are present in the topic of how drones will shape our future society. Mohammed Nizar Msibli with you, the leader of AC8, welcoming you in our presentation. And this is our team members. Everyone will show us how drones can be used in each sector. We will start with overview. Let's start our presentation by the introduction. Let's start our presentation with introduction.
Drones are everywhere. They're used in television, movies, toys, military, construction, sport, manufacturing, and more. And the newest technology is even more advanced than you know. The official name of remote control drones we know is UAVs, or unmanned area vehicles, though the military call them unmanned aerial system or UASs. The word drones implies something which operated on its own, though the most military drones or UAVs are simply remote control. But for the sake of simplicity, we will just call them drones anyway. Let's now move to the second chapter, which is military drones. Chapter, I create 6 questions. I think it has to be answered in these slides. Our first question in this chapter, what is the first weaponized drone? The first weaponized drone was flown in 1994, the Predator MQ-1. My second question is, what is the largest drone around today? To answer this question first, let me introduce this artificially picture of a Ravana X UAV called Epic Behemoth. It is operated by the US military. It is 60-foot wingspan and fuel efficiency allow it to fly up to 14,000 feet in a single mission, identify ships, de-ice its wing, and navigate turbulence, all without human instruction. Our third question is how long drones can stay flying. Most flying drones operated for 20 hours and are pre-programmed to fly to specific area and look around, or piloted to a mission by a person in ground station. The military control these giant aircraft from hundreds of miles away via satellite communication, GPS, and the aircraft's onboard computer. My fourth question is, what is the difference between drones in the past and now? As I introduced previously, there is a combination between ground station and space-based system. So this combination of the ground station and space-based system can affect how long information takes to get to the pilot and from the pilot. This Predator in 19 took as long as 5 minutes to break down detailed information. But today, the newest drone can provide 360-degree video, infrared, and radar data all live. Now I am going to talk about the drone boat. Everyone knows drones are just aircraft, but drones aren't only aircraft. The drone boat is true autonomous and artificially intelligent helper boat. These drones boats are pre-programmed to swarm target without human instruction. They can network with each other, and though they are unmanned, are supposed to isolate craft or intercept enemy fire without putting people in a harm way. Now let's talk about the future of drones in military field. The future of drones is getting crazy. Virtual reality is coming, where pilots can look through cameras and pilot aircraft or boats like video games.
Thank you, Muhammad, for showing us the use of drone in military. Now, in my section, I will discuss about the delivery drones. First, I will talk about the definition of delivery drones, then how it works, and last, the advantages and disadvantages. So what is the delivery drones? Delivery drones are unmanned aerial vehicles that can deliver lightweight packages. So if we want to ask ourselves what is the potential of the delivery drones, we can just simply say to alleviate congestion on urban streets through the use of parcel delivery. It accommodates 1,200 cargo unmanned artifacts at one time, enabling around 4 million packages to be delivered each year. How delivery drones works? With the remote and embedded or software programs, drones can be controlled easily in air. So cameras with infrared sensors and GPS technology equipped drones. Ground cockpits can control drones by using remote control. After receiving the order, it's prepared packed. After that, it's fed down the conveyor belt and loaded on drone. The most advanced equipment in the field of electronics, robotics, and aeronautics are drones. Some areas which are risky for human reach can be covered by drones. These are made from extremely light material in order to reduce weight. With the help of smartphone and Apple app which is equipped with remote control, any operator can control one or more drones and with their activities from a place. So drones can capture footage and an image of the places which are difficult to human reach in warehouses or anywhere. The last, we will going to mention about the advantage and disadvantage of the delivery drones. The advantages. First, reduce road congestions. Lesser delivery trucks or vans on the road will drastically help in reducing the road congestions. Second, Reduced environmental pollution. Delivery drones are known to be more convenient than delivery trucks and are also more efficient. Third, reduced delivery time. And last, reduced transportation cost. And the disadvantage. First, expensive device. Second, defective drones. Third, requires technical familiarity. Operating delivery drone prevents a challenging task. Operators must have to read the manual of the device and learn the processes. It takes time and effort before successfully operating the delivery drones. And last, battery defects.
Thank you, Ali. Hi everyone, my name is Army, and this chapter will be presenting about agriculture drone. So typically speaking, labor costs tend to be a major hazard for many farmers, as it are quite expensive to pay workers to plant, water spray, and ultimately harvest crop. However, technology have made this no longer a problem, but it essentially worked by flying over fields and using a sprayer to deliver on-demand fertilizer and pesticide right to the farm field, with the machine having the capability, and that machine known as drones. In this chapter, I will provide an overview of use of drones in agriculture fields, the type of drone in the agriculture field, including the discussion of specific common use of drones, and a brief discussion of some advantage and disadvantage of drone use in this role. Smart farming. Smart farming is a combination of modern technology and agriculture for solving the problem that based on concept of smart farm, or also known as precision agriculture. For example, collected data such as climate, waters, wild, and soil quality for help to analyze by using the sensor that equipped with drones and scientific process. This data can be used to get a more accurate map for any current issue and create a solution based upon high reliable data. Hence, smart farming play an important role in agriculture intensification and enhance farming's efficiency. Type of drones. There are various design, features, and function of drone in agriculture fields. As you can see on the tables, there are 4 primary types of drones most used in the agriculture fields: fixed-wing drone, single-rotor drones, multi-rotor drones, and hybrid model drones. Each drone come with advantage and disadvantage. For example, fixed-wing drones are the most efficiency used to cover the vast area, and they can fly over 1 hour. However, this type of drone require a long and flat landing area. In contrast, single rotor and multi-rotors require a small operational footprint for landing and takeoff. However, it comes with a less efficiency. The fly range of multi-rotor is around 30 minutes. And there are more 2 types of drones classified by their uses: the data mapping drone and spraying drones. The common use of agriculture drones. The agriculture drone is programmed to visualize a field in 3D, allowing to keep the exact amount of fertilizers and observe the current issue. Most drones are equipped with technology such as population system, infrared cameras, GPS, programmable control, and automated flight plan. And there are 6 common uses of drone: soil and field analysis. This helps to evaluate the soil quality as well as moisture and water precisely. Seed planting. The primary benefit of this type of seeding is the efficiency covered the large area in the less quantity of time. Crop spraying. With the spot spray effort by drone, the same task can be accomplished in the less time and favor monetary resource, save labor, and reduce environmental costs. Crop mapping and surveying. The multi-spectral camera that equipped with drones can show the difference in data such as near-infrared. It can determine plant health based upon light absorption. With agriculture drones, the farmer will be able to collect information such as the overall crop and plant health and the current crop life cycles. Irrigation monitoring and management. Sensor can identify which part of field are dry or out of water and need improvement. By using drone, they can be spot this issue before they become troublesome. Real-time livestock monitoring. The thermal imaging camera that equipped with drones allow farmers to keep track, observe behavior and movement of livestock, as much as greater efficiency and less time and staff investment, which can be huge benefit for some farmer owners. By using drones, they also have advantage and disadvantage. For advantage, the efficiency, time saver, and multi-use. For disadvantage, they can be complicated to certain people. Expensive, technology change often, and legal restriction. And that's all for agriculture drones. Next, let's go to Mark. He will talk about one of interesting topic,
Now, I would like to talk about drones in emergency response and disaster relief sector. First, drones in emergency response. Not long ago, emergency responders started using drones to improve their rescue ability. Drones can do many jobs. They can detect chemical spills, deliver supplies, see through smoke, live stream the night vision footage, and also detect the heat and pinpoint the survivor's location, which benefits the responders a lot. The data received from drones allows the responders to literally understand the situation. Therefore, they can prepare themselves before taking action. Second, it is quicker to provide help with more accurate and safer method, and those advantages lead to the increasing of survival chance. Next, drones in disaster relief. After disasters, drones are deployed to map out the disaster location and also assess the structural damage. Then, responders can plan the reconstruction and start recovery procedures. It is quick to respond. Also, drones generate 3D map. Red Cross Red Crescent, a humanitarian agency, exploits these advantages to assist in their missions in many countries. Next, how drones will be developed in the future. One interesting innovation is drone ambulance. A company called Argo Design and Caltech both have been working on it. Basically, it is car-sized with a hospital bed and 2 people on board, navigated by AI automatically. The Caltech drone is more exceptional because it is equipped with sensors that monitor the patient's vital signs during the flight. Let's move on to the big limitation, Federal Aviation Administration. Due to safety concerns, the regulations by FAA need to be followed strictly, and responders need permission to fly drones. Fortunately, for emergency response and disaster relief, FAA considers the approval quicker than other situations. It is a good news for future safety. After the initial utilization of drones for this sector, drones has become a lifesaver that has a great impact on society. Due to its benefits, humanitarian organizations tend to employ more drones in the future. Perhaps in the next decade, rescue drones might be available in the sky everywhere and ready to save more and more lives.
I am Numan. I will present the section drones transportation. As we have discussed, the drones after innovation used in many fields like military, agriculture, photography and many more, and were very reliable in all these fields. In transportation, they didn't use because at first they were unable to lift heavy objects more than 5 kgs. So after drones reliability in other fields, drones manufacturers also started work on transportation drones in 2016. And the first transportation drone was introduced in Consumer Electronics Show in Dubai in 2016 by China's entrepreneur. Drones transportation have many advantages as they are environmentally clean, improve transportation efficiency, reduce traffic congestion, noise reduction, safer transportation because they don't release global warming gases, they don't face traffic jams, as they are safer because they don't face road accidents. There are also some disadvantages of drones like operational challenges, hazardous environment, degraded vision environment, militant misuse. These are some disadvantages which drones users will face. First, industries manufacturing transportation drones. Here I have listed some of the names who manufacture transportation drones, which are Boeing, Ehang, Dejiang Innovations, Airbus Vahana, Bill Nexus. Boeing is a well-known company used transportation drones. Ehang is the Chinese entrepreneurs which produced the first transportation drones which was introduced in 2016 in the Consumer Electronics Show in Dubai. There are many other well-known names in this field.
Hello everybody, let's we go to space drones. Planetary exploration can reach new heights through the use of space drone. The goal of space exploration is various objectives and specific missions. Space drone can explore a geologically diverse landing site, assess ancient habitability, seek sites of ancient life, gather rock and sample that could be returned to the Earth, demonstrate technology for the future robotic and human exploration. A possible method for planetary exploration is modify general drone into space drones. We move to drone application for space exploration. Currently, the solar body exploration are lander and orbiter, but they have limitation. The physiological limitation of lander and orbiter are only capable of exploring suitable terrain, the Mars explorations. The lander can archive the range total distance of 1 kilometer, whereas Mars drone can potential exploration 5 kilometer. Also, a drone can explore rough terrain that is inaccessible to lander. Orbiters are capable of geological mapping over wide areas. However, the resolution is limited to within a few meters. Humans use drones for geological mapping that provide valuable information that cannot be gathered by lander and orbiter. The most important feature of geological mapping by drone is ability to take oblique photos. And not only high-resolution image for specific target, but also offering moderate resolution image of large areas. Using the drone for soil composition analysis offers an intermediate method that complements the use of lander and orbiter. As for atmosphere composition, using drone for electromagnetic sounding equipment attached to the drone for determine the thickness of glacier by measuring the time for electromagnetic pulse. And the concept of space drone, the most important to justify how drone for specific environment and requirement of the missions. Today, space exploration are limited by the consideration of mass and lifetime in specific missions. The drone weight and size are limited due to the packaging restriction imposed by the launch vehicle on the target solar body. To design drone in space, need to consider many factors to design efficient space drone, which are able to fly on the other solar bodies with different atmospheric characteristics than Earth. Considering about aerodynamic stability, control and structure analysis are carried out to increase the performance of the drones. Venus drone, we started in 2001, and 2016, the renewed design is stopped rotate cyclocopter that drone can fly the first bad environments on the Venus. The drone used the cyclocopter for vertical takeoff once surface measurements are complete. And next, Mars drone, started in 1977, and 2015, NASA started create and design drone Mars exploration Ingenuity, Mars helicopter. The mission of Ingenuity are demonstrate power flight in the thin atmosphere of Mars is possible. To actually fly the helicopter on Mars, you maximize flying technology in the space, autonomous operation of aerial system at another planet or moon. And the last one, Titan drone, started in 2008. NASA and ESA are cooperating to develop the Montgolfier style balloon concept to send to Titan drones. And the last one is future of space drone. The purpose of space drone is to design of space drone their aerodynamic performance in different types. Combination of flying wings and rotary wings will be the future of fixed wing platform. The other future of space drone is hybrid drone, such as the balloon drone model of improving upon the limitation of fixed wing drones. Also, to design flapping wing space drones, which one can control in solar body, is complicated than the normal drones. And we move to the conclusion. The researcher adopted a characteristic offset from Thompson River University Library to analyze the site of information throughout this thesis. 1. Currencies. Is the information recent? Have they been newer updated? Relevancy. Does the answer this thesis question? What is the scope? Accuracy. Is the information accurate? Is it verified? Authority. Is the author name mentioned? And the last one, purpose. Who is the attend audience? Is it the sponsor? What is the bias does the author have, and how do they affect the results? And the last one, discussion and conclusion. Drones are likely to be acquired more in the future due to the capabilities. However, there are some disadvantages and limitations in deployed drone. Hence, we have to keep an eye on how drones will play their role in the coming years. The results imply answer the key of the thesis question: what are drones and how will drones shape our future societies? That research investigate in 6 sectors, including military, delivery, agriculture, emergency response, and disaster relief, transportation, and the last one, space drones.
Great job, Team 8. Mohammed, you did good work. but after even your teeth broken, you look handsome. So not to worry, okay?
I did fix it, actually. It was broken, but I really need to fix it because of this presentation, wonderful presentation.
Great, I'm so honored. Mark, are you there?
Yes, Professor.
How you feel today after making this hard presentation?
Feels great. It comes out well. Yeah. Thanks to Kim. Kim already did a lot of like editing video. Yeah. And
Good
we all
job.
too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mark. Now let me request Professor Kevin to give you some words on your presentation.
Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
I should say impressive. This is the very first time for me to see the live broadcast of Professor Waller's class. I heard a lot beforehand that our students can do very good job in his class, in unit talks, and also in things like this thesis presentation. So today, this afternoon, I watched this with my own eyes. I hear everything with my own ears. It is so great. Everybody has done good jobs. I think this is what study should be like. We should study in this way. I believe, boys and girls, you have got very good experience in doing this presentation, okay? This is study, this is also like a research. I believe you try to find out what you are interested in. So for this group, you chose drones, right? So you did research, and everybody, you have your own job in making the presentation. So this is called teamwork. So I'm so happy to see everybody, you worked so hard to do the research and make the presentation perfect. For most of you, I believe now you are abroad, you are not in China, you are not in a university. So we are here in the university and in China waiting for you. And this country, this university awaits your discovery. So using what you have learned in Professor Waller's class, when you are here in China in our university, this experience of learning can help you a lot, I believe. So I'm Kevin, I'm right here waiting to see you in the university. That's it, thanks.
Thank you, Professor Kevin. Give a round of applause to Team 8. Wonderful job. They work very hard, and I'm very proud of you guys. So with the so encouraging word from Professor Kevin, I go on with the next presentation. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Each student has worked tirelessly behind the scenes along with professors' gentle encouragements to complete the group's thesis report. Well done, AC8. Your tireless efforts have paid off for your presentation today. Mohammed Nezar, you have done an exceptional job with your group's thesis presentation. It's amazing to get an insight into a technology that is and will be revolutionizing all the different industries that uses it. According to the drones market trajectory and an analysis, the global market for drones is projected to reach a revised size of $77.5 billion by 2027 from its estimated global market of $7.2 billion in 2020. So it is truly amazing to see that you guys have chosen an interesting topic for your thesis on a machine that will no doubt be enhancing the future for all humanity. The next team that will be taking over is AC11. I'm sure they've been mentally preparing and very eager to take the stage. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please make welcome onto this platform, AC11. AC11, the stage is now yours and good luck.
Hello everyone, greetings. How is everyone doing? My name is Mohammed Hassan and I'm group leader of group 11. Well, starting off with, let me introduce myself. Well, I've been studying with Professor Wallace for the past few months and it's been a great honor. The research that was assigned to us by Professor Wallace, it was one of his topics, consumer satisfaction. Well, before digging deep into the topic, I would like to extend my gratitude toward Professor Wallace for granting me the opportunity to lead a team and to lead a research. Well, the reason I am able to be here and speak today is all because of my group members. It's because of their hard work and their perseverance that I am able to hold my head high. Well, before going further, now the research that we have done on is an explanatory thesis that explains about consumer satisfaction and channel selection. And basically, shopping is uh, an activity that a person performs in buying, and my group members will further discuss it more.
Hello, my respected professor and my beloved batchmate. I'm Vina from International Business Major. I'm the deputy group leader of AC11, as well as the researcher of the group. The main idea of our thesis is to know how consumer satisfaction in online and offline, as well as how it affects channel selection. In the thesis, the research I've done is how factors affecting online and offline, as well as the pros and cons of online and offline shop. Now I'll pass it to my group member, Mawa.
Hello everyone, this is Mawa from Group SE11. I'm from Bangladesh. My major is software engineering. Basically, I'm the researcher of this thesis. Mainly, I have done the literature part such as consumer factor, product factor, retailer factor, channel factor. How should a store image be? It's mostly important for retailer because it's an over attitude of the consumer to shop. Hopefully all of you enjoy our presentation. Now I'd like to call Patrick. Thank you everyone.
Hi everyone, my name is Pacharapon Jarapao, or you can call me Patrick. I'm a software engineering student and I am the researcher in this group. I discuss customer satisfaction, online shopping, and etc. Now I would like to call our editor, Sharif. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Sharif Hemadeng. I'm a software engineering student. I'm the editor in this group. I did a methodology part, create all questions of our questionnaire as a survey for our thesis, as well as do the summary and the result of our questionnaire. And now I hope you enjoy our thesis presentation. Thank you everyone.
Welcome to AC11, Consumer Satisfaction in Shopping for Clothing. Now I'm going to introduce my group members. They are leader Muhammad Hassan, Binaria, Sharif, Mawa, and Patrick. Firstly, it is about the introduction of our thesis. There is background and literature of the thesis. The type of our thesis is explanatory thesis, and the goal of this research is to explore the consumer satisfaction in shopping for clothing and to measure the factors affecting it. What is shopping? Shopping is an activity where buyers look for a goods or service presented by one or more retailers. It is also a process of swapping money for a good. Nowadays, in the era of multi-channel selection, online shopping is turning up very fast in recent years. The internet holds the attention of the retail market. Millions and millions of people shop online. On the other hand, purchasing of products from traditional market is continuing since years. Many customers go for purchasing offline to examine the product and hold the product just after the payment for the product. What is consumer satisfaction? It is a response to a particular subject or object usually occurs after choices. They will go on to the body of the thesis.
Channel factors. It's assumed that consumer decision to shop for online or offline is usually based on what's delivered and the way it's delivered. Product factors directly relate to the product itself. In other words, it is going to be said that there is strong product channel interaction. Retailer factors. greatly influence the consumer's preference of the channels. The more positive the consumer perception is towards an offline online retailer's offerings and capability are, the more are the probability of that exact channel being selected for a specific purchase. Consumer factors such as demographic profiles, personality traits, lifestyle, shopping orientation, and formal shopping experience clearly influence the consumer's decision about buying channel. It's very important to identify this element of deciding and study the changes occurring over the time to organize adequate responses. Within the variety of product and service, store image. Store image could be a very important marketing tool for retailers because a stronger image means greater consumer flow, fewer workouts, and thus more consumer spending on every occasion they visit. On the opposite, store image is crucial because consumer decision on where to shop for rely upon their perception of the available shopping alternatives. Shopping convenience. Believe that one of the main reasons for choosing shopping channel is convenience, which combine value by saving time and effort for shopping activities. Shopping ambience. Many people believe that the retail shopping experience itself could be a shopping goal. Shopping risk. According to the market literature, reliability is directly and positively associated with the consumer and seller experience. Online credibility is incredibly different from offline trust because of the physical distance between the consumer and therefore the retailer, and the difference between the client and the product. Pricing model. The presence of promotional offer increase the desire of consumer to shop on the web. Shopping value perception reflects the net income that consumer obtain from their consumption behavior. Therefore, it is likely to be used as an indicator of purchase intention in offline channel and online channels. Price is not only related to perceived value, but also to product commodity quality. Tangibility. Consumers are very specific about the tangibility of a product because they need protection and reassurance that the purchased product is in good condition and need a guarantee to buy the right thing.
And now we have consumer satisfaction and channel selection. Consumer satisfaction followed a general pattern as the satisfaction was comprised of three basic components. They are, first, consumer satisfaction is a response, for instance, emotional or cognitive. The second, the response pertains to a particular focus, as an example, expectation, product, consumption. Third, the response occurs at a particular time, can be after consumption or after choices. What factors affecting customer selection? There are two factors. The first one, there are factors affecting online shopping. There are shopping convenience, pricing policy, and time consuming. Shopping convenience. Instead of going out by your vehicle and visit shop to shop, you can just sit anywhere and do the shopping. Pricing policy. Prices are fixed in online shop. Time consuming. Shopping offline takes a lot of time. Distance from home to the store is time consuming. The second factors is the factors affecting offline shopping. There are information, tangibility, and bargaining. Information. Customer can directly have an interaction with the goods and the shopkeeper, who will provide a lot of information about the product. Then tangibility is a part that is important for consumer because they can make sure the security and assurance that the product purchased is in a good condition, and the assurance of purchasing the right thing, where consumer can feel and touch the product. Lastly, we have bargaining. In offline shop, prices are fixed, but customer can do a bargaining unlike online shopping. Then we also have the pros and cons of offline shopping and online shopping. In online shopping, you do not need to go away from your house, while offline shopping, if you want to purchase a goods, you need to go away from your house. And online shopping is 24 hours. Sometimes offline shopping is not 24 hours. In online shopping, You can look over many products multiple times without buying them. But in offline shopping, you won't have many choices as one has to buy the product which is available at the store. Then there are 6 most common customer expectations in online or offline shop. And now I will explain it one by one. The first one is the friendliness. For example, me. I hope the retailer can greet me a smile, introduce yourself, offer me assistance, and it is really frustrates me if I'm not listened to. The second is the empathy. To empathize with my situation, offer me a solution, and understand my priorities. The third one, there is accuracy. To give the correct information, know your products, guide me further. The fourth one is the professionalism. To speak loud and clear, to speak slower, pause if necessary, and to make sure the customer understands your point. The fifth is the promptness. To have the information ready, do not delay in providing an answer. The sixth is the honesty. To tell the truth, be honest as possible, do not play the blame game. It is important to gain their loyalty. There is also the impact of COVID-19 pandemic in clothing industry. As the COVID-19 has spread, many companies has lost their stock price. For instance, 3 months after the COVID-19 outbreak in 2020, many clothing retailers such as Adidas and Nike dropped 25% of stock prices between February and March 2020. A lot of clothing retailers face financial challenges under the COVID-19. We used a survey questionnaire. A survey was conducted in Asia region like Thailand, Bangladesh, Indonesia, and Malaysia to collect data by using questionnaires which contain 18 questions. In the end, we have conclusion. Understanding customer needs for online sales has become a challenge for marketers. In particular, understanding consumers' attitude toward online shopping, improving the factors that affect consumers' online shopping, and studying the factors that affect consumers' online shopping will help marketers gain a competitive advantage. By reasonably, especially in other factors, marketers can pay more attention to the above issues when planning clothing marketing actions through the online or offline channel, thereby saving time and effort. There's no doubt that this research is still equally important to academic. Since then, it's paved the way for further exploration of the newest variable that influence consumers' intention to or not purchase clothing from specific channels. The identical variety of search is often extended to other products. As the result, product quality and prices are significantly related to a satisfaction in e-tail and retail shopping. And also, thanks to my advisor, Professor Dr. Loje Willis, who read and helped some sense of confusion. Also, thanks to all of my team members, Sharif, Mawa, Patrick, Binaria, and Hassan, who offered support. Thanks for the university offer academic writing course and complete this work. Finally, thanks to all of my family who always offering support and love. In the end, I would like to say thank you for your part in our journey and thank you for your attention.
Wonderful job. Here are the results in front of you. You all have done a wonderful work. Muhammad and your team, keep it up. And now we proceed to the next group. Thank you. A round of applause for group 11.
What an outstanding presentation, AC11. I love shopping and I think I do it excessively. Your presentation was beautifully crafted. I have no doubt that this would have taken time and effort. I think I speak for everyone here when I say that the level of creativity in presentations from each group just keeps getting amazing as each and every one of us are watching. Excellent effort, Hassan, to you and your group members. As the saying goes, the key to success is to focus on goals, not obstacles. To the lovely audience, without any delays, please make welcome onto the stage AC3. AC3, the stage is now yours.
Okay. Hello everyone, welcome to AC3. My name is Ahmed. I'm studying aeronautical engineering and I'm from Zanzibar Island. The topic of our thesis is revival of aviation industry. Basically, everyone is aware of what is happening right now in the world after the outbreak of COVID-19. The outbreak of COVID-19 brought a lot of consequences in the world in different sectors, including aviation industry. The flow of operations tended to decline day by day in relation to the spread of COVID-19 in many countries. But for every challenge, there is a solution or solutions. That means aviation industry will return back to normal after the post-pandemic. Then I would like to introduce you to my team members and their roles for this presentation. Starting by me, I will be presenting the first part of this presentation, which is introduction, followed by methodology. Then I will be presenting later the solutions to the challenges faced aviation industry. And finally, I will conclude this presentation. But now I would like to welcome Gina.
Hello everyone, my name is Sira Teriaplum Orchina. I'm from Thailand and studying aeronautical engineering. Today I'm going to present about problem faced aviation industry due to COVID-19 in airlines company, specifically in increasing of the cost health related measures and revenue loss. I will let other members to introduce themselves. Thank you.
Hello, I am Jean-Bois David. I am an international exchange student for this semester in aeronautic. So next year I'll be sent back to France. But today I will present you the effect of COVID-19 on manufacturing field and aviation.
And I would like to start the presentation.
Hello everyone, welcome to AC3. The topic of our research group presentation is revival of aviation industry. But first of all, I would like you to meet our team members. My name is Ahmed and I am the team leader of AC3. Figures below are the main contents for our presentation. We will start with introduction followed by research questions, coming to the part of methodology, then research and results, and finally conclusion and acknowledgement. To begin with introduction, I would like to introduce you a short background history of COVID-19 in relation to aviation industry. The outbreak of COVID-19 led a lot of impacts in the world economy. Majority of the countries around the world were affected severely with the outbreak of COVID-19. Aviation industry is one among the several targeted areas for the world economy which was affected with the outbreak of COVID-19. The decline of the industry led a lot of negative impacts around the world. Aviation is one among the important sectors around the world, which contribute more than 35% of the world trade in value worth $6.5 trillion and supports millions of jobs around the world. The outbreak of pandemic led severely impacts in the industry. Many operations in the industry tend to decline day by day due to the outbreak of COVID-19, which led a lot of people to lose their jobs, some of the airlines companies to be sold, many airplanes grounded, while the economy to decline, and many others. The main goal for conducting this research is to revive the aviation industry. This research will be able to answer various questions related to the outbreak of COVID-19 in aviation industry in various areas, including airlines companies, cargo flights, manufacturing airlines, and tourism. Also, we'll be able to mention some of the major possible solutions to revive the above-mentioned parts of the aviation industry. Then coming to the part of research questions. The following are the main questions for our research project. The research questions are very broad and involve a global level, which means that we mainly use secondary data sources to obtain the most representative and accurate research and data, which include websites, journals, webinars, and videos.
Coming to the part of research and results. What were the effects of the COVID-19 in airline companies? So the following were the major effects faced the airline companies after the outbreak of COVID-19 as follows. Passenger demands, job loss, increase of cost heels related measures, and revenue loss. The year 2020 was known as the worst year for passenger demand, air travel demand, in the history of aviation industry. The International Air Transporting Association, IATA, announced that 2020 as the first full-year global passenger traffic year in history of the aviation industry for both domestic and international destinations. A demand for international passengers in the year 2020 was about 75% below than 2019. When measured in available seat kilometers, it shows 70% decline, and the load factor would feel about 19 to 60%. The demand for domestic passengers in 2020 fell about 50% as compared with 2019. When measured in available seat kilometers, it showed 35% decline, and the load factor fell about 17 to 60%. The total traffic in December 2020 was 70% below 2019 in the same months, with little improvement from about 70% contraction in November, and its available seats kilometers was down to 60%, and the load factor declined about 25 to 570%. And despite the year 2020, the booking for the future travel made January in 2021 about 70% compared to 2020, which put a lot of airlines' financial positions and doubts the timing of the expected year of recovery. Airlines directly support around 11 million jobs in the aviation industry, including airlines and airport workers, aircraft manufacturers, and other aviation-related agencies. In addition to those jobs, depend on air travel, such as tourism and hotel industry. About 90 million more jobs need a stable aviation industry to survive. Aviation supports more than approximately 19 million jobs and approximately $3.5 trillion in global economic activity, with more than 11 million people working directly in the aviation industry. average, aviation jobs are 4.3 times more productive than any other job in the global economy. Air transport represents 35% of world's trade in value, worth 6.3 trillion in 2019, but less than 1% of its volume, 60 million tons in 2019.
The operating costs most likely to increase in a curtain among for both airline companies and airport authorities due to the addition of health and safety requirements like PPE, checking of temperature, disinfection, and many others before they can be passed to the consumer. Therefore, the cost health-related measures contribute to a lot of further financial declines in the airline companies, which led to several declines of service. The policy of the measures related to the health requirements apply to a different country to country due to the COVID-19 situation at the given country. Therefore, the policy of health-related measures being different country to country force the companies to spend a lot of money in ensuring the safety of the service provided to the passenger and the staff in general. People's confidence in air travel continues to increase due to testing, vaccination. A new analysis by ACI World estimates that the aviation industry will continue to experience significant revenue losses in 2021. A new analysis released by International World show that although there are some positive signs of recovery, the impact of COVID-19 crisis on airport revenue will continue to be felt in 2021. Published in the ACI advisory announcement on March 25, 2021 analysis of the impact of COVID-19 on airport operation and the road to recovery shows that by 2021, the number of passengers is expected to decrease by 4.7 billion, which is 47% less than global passenger traffic. It is estimated that by the end of 2021, this decline in passengers will result in a loss of revenue of more than $94 billion, halving the expected baseline. Recycling rate will vary in different parts of the world. At the national level, the market with large domestic passenger traffic is expected to return to the level before COVID-19 in 2023. While the market with a large share is not expected to return to the level of 2019 by 2024 or even 2025 is same case.
Then, what are the effects of COVID-19 in cargo flights? The cancellation of passenger flights has rapidly changed the course of air freight. By the end of March 2020, the cost of trans-Pacific cargo has tripled. The adjusted cargo capacity in February 2020 has dropped by 4.4%. while air cargo demand has also dropped by 9.1%. Therefore, because passenger airlines only use cargo planes to operate cargo flights, and passenger airlines cargo flights restarted through gasoline planes supported by falling oil prices. The price of transatlantic cargo flight lost from 0.80 per kilogram to 2.50 to 4 per kilogram US dollars. So, what prevents cargo flights from operating properly? The current structure of bilateral and multilateral agreements restrict the supply of essential goods. Restrictions need to be relaxed. The airline must immediately change the geographic location of the flight. It should lead a sign of relief. Airport time remain a problem. The importance of cargo operation must be recognized. Crew quarantine hazards. Key personnel need reasonable exemption. Some countries do not allow certain goods to transit through their territories, and information must be transmitted to WTO.
Hello everyone, David speaking. I hope everybody is doing well. And today I'm gonna present the effect of COVID-19 in manufacturing of aircraft. Aircraft industry took a big hit of COVID-19 because of lockdowns, flight restrictions, global paranoia of being confined during hours in a small environment such as an airplane. There was a drop in demand. So when nobody wants to fly, nobody wants to buy airplanes in this case. As simple example, let's take critical but simple data of the two kings of airplanes manufacturers. As Airbus is concerned, in May 2019 they were doing fine with 81 deliveries and lots of airlines interested buying planes. But then COVID-19 came and order gone. As for delivery, a lot of them were cancelled. More than 2/3 of them. Then what is happening to Boeing? They were in the middle of the 37 MAX crisis, and more than 200 aircraft orders were cancelled in April 2020. As we all know, these two protagonists are feeding thousands of smaller companies, and this is concerning hundreds of thousands of people. And today, more than 60,000 manufacturers are in big danger. Aircraft industry took a big hit.
What were the other sectors affected with the decline of the aviation industry? Tourism. Tourism is one among the fastest growing economic sector and is an important driver of the economical growth and development. The United Nations World Travel Organization gauged the deficiency of 850 million to 1.1 billion global traveler appearance, and also 910 million to 1.1 trillion in trade income, and 100 to 120 million position contingency upon the whether the boundaries are open in July, September, or December. Most of the tourist attraction places were altogether shut in April and May 2020, opening just in a certain localities gradually to the northern south. In 2018, there were about 1,407,000 worldwide vacationer appearances, a 6% expansion of the past 4 years. The travel industry received added up to $1,480 billion, an increasement of 4.4% higher than the worldwide gross domestic product development as in the past 8 years. The travel industry sends out a percentage or a 7% of worldwide exchange labor product or $1.7 trillion. In 2019, the most famous tourist attraction were France, Spain, the US, and China. The travel industry is a significant wellspring of business around the world.
Coming to the last part of research and results. According to interviews we did to different aviation experts, including air traffic controllers, we got to know many solutions which are needed to be taken to revive some of the mission parts affected with the outbreak of COVID-19. So many solutions are needed to be taken into actions in airlines companies like fair price. It has been known that the cost of traveling has been doubled after the outbreak of COVID-19 due to flight operations being reduced in fear the spread of COVID-19 and the border restrictions. Airlines try to increase the cost of traveling in tickets in order to prevent loss regarding the shortage of passengers who want to travel. Fair price need to be considered as one among the means of recovery and to attract many people who need to travel for different purposes. Then measures to fight COVID-19. Many precaution has been used to fight COVID-19 in different areas in the world, including vaccination as one among the main precautions to be used now by many countries. Vaccination need to be implemented in airport authorities as an easy means of ensuring the safety of passengers and their goods. Electronic health certificates needed to be introduced in the world to ensure someone's safety at anywhere he or she will go. Also, awareness of people for the fear of traveling. People need to be motivated in traveling. They need to keep away the fear of traveling. They need to believe that travel will no longer be at the same, since many implementations has been done to all to maintain safety of every traveler. Also, financial support. Many airlines suffered financially in the world. A lot of people lost their job and many others. In order to return back the stable condition, financial support need to be considered for many sectors. The governments need to support the industry at all costs, since it's one among the targeted areas of the country's economy all around the world. Also, people must be trained again to maintain the efficiency of doing their jobs. Example, a lot of pilots and engineers have been not flying for a long time. In order to return them back to work, they need to undergo in simulation first so as to maintain the control and focus of their works. On concluding, I would like to say that the hope for the revival of aviation industry has been increasing day by day as a main reason of vaccination, which is believed to ensure people's safety at anywhere they will go. We believe aviation industry will return back to normal and better than once. Since COVID-19 brought a big lesson to the world, we hope more implementations will be introduced in aviation industry to fight any challenges, whether it will be pandemic or endemic, because when once you have tasted flight, you will forever walk the earth with your eyes turned skywards. For there you have been, and there you will always long to return. Lastly, I would like to give big thanks to my team members for the support they did for this project. It doesn't matter how many challenges we faced as long as we reached our goals for this project. I hope to see you in the next future projects. Then, I would like to thank our Professor Wallace, by saying you are a true example that the hard work and dedication always pay off.
Your amazing workplace attitude is something we greatly appreciate. Thank you for choosing to give your precious time and skill to this project. Thank you.
Awesome job. Ahmed, you have done what you focused on.
Thank you,
I know,
Professor.
yes, the whole driving force were you and your team, and I think you did a great job. Okay, you can go ahead with some people who are not being introduced. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Okay. I would
Big
like
round
to-
of applause to Ahmed from everyone.
I would like to introduce Paul.
Hello, everyone. I have some technical technique. So I'm here to introducing myself. My name is Paul from Thailand, and I'm studying aeronautical engineering. I already present the effects of COVID-19 in cargo flights. Thank you.
And then I want to welcome Yannick. He's an exchange student from France. You are welcome.
Yes, finally, I'm here. I'm Yannick from France, also aeronautical engineering student, and hope the presentation was well. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think you can see your poll result. Good job, Ahmed. I'm very proud of you. Your team has done excellent performance. Great. Yes, Professor, you want to say something? Please go ahead.
Thank you, Professor Wallace. And student never stop surprising me. Each presentation is better than better. Every presentation I watch. The topic, aviation industry, astronomy, these all the topics are always fascinating to watch, to learn, and know insight about these. So this is a good example of having this topic, which is really relating to our today's COVID-19 life, what we are going through, and giving an insight about the aviation industry and how it has been affected and how the losses have been suffered, the job loss, how the passenger flights, the cargo, the manufacturing industry. So looking at the presentation, it is really very impressive. And I strongly believe in your R&R and the solutions you provided. A fair pricing to the customers, passengers should be given if the aviation industry wants to resume back. Well, looking at your layout, the color, the design of your PowerPoint and the voiceover, everything is good. Awesome job. Thank you, guys. Wonderful.
Thank you,
Congratulations.
Thank you, Professor.
So Ahmed, your resources helped you, and that's why you could come up with a very good presentation. Keep it up.
Thank you, Professor.
Tell our sincere thanks to all your resources, and we are very grateful to what they have done to help you and your team. So without further delay, I pass on to the host. Please go ahead.
Ahmed, well done to you and your group for a phenomenal presentation. Since the spread of COVID-19, life as we know has greatly changed. Businesses, industries, countries had to quickly adapt and change. It is true that the aviation industry was really affected by this pandemic as borders for countries closed off. What's amazing about your presentation is that your aim was to revive the aviation industry. I think every person at this stage are just eager to travel and would have been more than happy to see something encouraging from your presentation. So hats off to you, AC3. You guys have done truly an outstanding job. Now, how is our lovely audience doing today? I hope you guys are enjoying the presentation so far because I truly am amazed by the quality of work from all teams. Up next, we have another team that will be taking the stage shortly to present their amazing work. I hope that the audience are satisfied with the level and quality of each presentation. So without further delays, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please give a warm welcome to AC13 as they take the stage to present the thesis. AC13, the platform is now yours, and good luck.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mada, leader of AC13. My major is aeronautical engineering, I'm living in China and I am enjoying my student life here. Today, my colleagues and I are very glad to present our project, which is artificial intelligence and how it will influence aviation. We choose this subject because AI is something that brings the world a lot of benefits. So in our project, we are trying to show the relation between AI and aviation. As all of us know, the NUAA is very strong in aeronautics. That's why we are trying to show how AI will influence aviation. Our project contains a lot of important points. For example, we are going to discuss how AI will influence AI, how AI will change airplane terminals, and a lot of interesting points. I hope that you can enjoy our presentation. Now I will let my friend to present themselves.
Hello, sir. Hello, guys. My name is Umar Hussein. I'm from Morocco and I'm studying aeronautical engineering. In this research, I have done the abstract introduction and also the first chapter. The first chapter, which includes 3 parts. The first part is airflow management, also machine learning and traffic management, and finally AI in aviation industry.
Hello everyone, my name is Ashraf, a student in aeronautical engineering and team member of AC13. I and YouTube did the research video of our thesis given by the leader of the team. Firstly, my thanks for Professor Dean, Vice Dean, our coordinator, Mrs. Yen, and Professor Wallace. Even, I must not forget my thanks for the big family of BAC 2020. Honestly, guys, I have learned from you to keep the challenge, how to have the courage to speak. However, thanks a lot, Professor Wallace. At least I learned the most important thing from academic English writing, that there are no knowledge without speech. I hope that to come next year and next year to study academic English writing, to challenge myself to grow up with the best speakers. So I leave the floor to the other team members to represent.
Good afternoon or good evening, everyone. My name is Youssef Yao, come from Burkina Faso, student in aeronautical engineering. I'm a researcher and editor, and my parts in our project are analyzing flyweight being, aircraft design, artificial intelligence analysis and biometric, and finally, solution of AI. Thank you so much.
Now I will let my friend Umedi to share the screen.
Just a moment.
My team members, greetings sir, hello guys. It's a pleasure for me to take a stand today and present my project, which is artificial intelligence in aviation. But before going into the presentation, let's first introduce my team members. My team members contain just 3 members, me, Umedi Hussein, Nada, team leader, and Yusuf. Now let's give a small introduction about our project. Our project will address challenges with artificial intelligence AI system in aviation. It could likewise mean capacity, anti-capacity, and controlling of approaching disappointment in computerized motor screen information. Climate estimating is somewhere else where AI will bear some significance with aeronautics. It requires significantly more than simple climate picture and divisionary landing strip information. Exciting exploration in AI is a bit of research by each examination association classes and blended exchanges. Regardless of a syntax, aircrew can be watch inspiration to be embedded for AI, which will engage planes to outline proactive and choose because of the machine learning and neural system. After having done with the introduction, now let's jump into the first chapter. First chapter contains three main titles, which are air traffic flow management and machine learning and traffic management, and finally AI innovation industry. Based model with air traffic flow technique, particular methodology, and stochastic entertainment exhibition speculation with details. Three personal computer for air traffic flow management. We're running airplane agent. First, agent ATC robotization, frameworks and controller. Second, agent can be continuous initiative correspondence system and more flying machine under the charge of the two controllers. Third, agent accomplished a dynamic drop statue. Settle basic clash can be given to flying machine neighboring parts. Machine making sense of how to get the potential impact of the clamp in surgery our gridlock per section on delays, prosperity and nature if as far as possible and technique of working process. AI and machine learning is emphatically something that we called as a business are getting a handle and examining. It could have section to play in helping us truly improve security, viability, and lessen our biological effect. While machine offer the awesome favorable position of having the ability to process and spot things in giant volume of data in a way that our brains could never do, the result just wake up with the choice of a human touch. The market size and future improvement capacity of the AI in flying business segment in view of the offering, development application and geographical theory. The AI in a flying exhibition intentionally provide key market players and thoroughly explore their market size and focus capacity in each fragment. The analysis framework used to measure and gauge the AI in the flying business area begins with getting data and key dealer salaries through descriptionary research. Now let's take a look in the second chapter. The second chapter contains four big titles, which are enhancing flight well-being, aircraft design and AI, learning building blocks, and AI with image analysis and biometrics.
AC13. Let's start by analyzing flight well-being through information mining. The one string characters in the flying business I have watched that the huge measures of information, assembly and put away by various one-string characters in the field. Content consolidate data that might be extremely profitable, however, which cannot be found with purported conventional examination strategies. There are no preparatory desires about the presence of these chunks of learning, and that is the reason. It is not conceivable to discover them with no techniques. Information mining strategy give an answer to difficulties specified. The content mining ability seems substantially later than information mining, which utilizes it for numerical information. Concerning information, the examination for which has been simply utilizing inquiries from data and running via outcome through devices that deliver charts. Information mining gives more modern numerical investigation while looking for something that has not been predicted. Part of aircraft design and AE. Aircraft design is a mind-boggling process that unites diverse control to get an all-encompassing methodology. Present-day flying machine has turning out to be more costly, and the time taken to fabricate has expanded extensively. In the applied plane, the outcomes are required quicker, both scientifically and outwardly, with the goal that the outline can be altered or changed at the most punctual stage. The three primary planes organized in the airship configuration process are a conceptual outline, primarily plane, and detailed plane. After a detailed outline, the airplane is checked with model testing and fuel creation. Learning building blocks. Main building blocks controller are the air activity, condition, flying machine capacities, climate conditions, and capricious acts. Risk recognizable proof strategy are utilized as a part of a request to distinguish security factor. In present day security examination, diverse techniques are connected. The most generally utilized are measurable and inclining investigation, regularizing correlation, in addition reproduction and testing, master boards, and money-saving advantage examination. Artificial intelligence with image analysis and biometrics. Biometrics is a science and advancement of assessing and exploring natural data in information development. Biometrics escape to progression that measure and dismember human body characteristics, for instance, DNA, fingerprints, eye retina, and irises for approval purposes. In this examined zone of biometrics, we will center on unique mark catch, confirmation, and encryption. In reality, it's very much recognized that such a technique requires a lot of ability, information, and experiences that may not generally be promptly accessible in this way, making it infeasible. Artificial intelligence design of aircraft include three modules and a central interface. K-basic module, like thinking system, are completed to make a commandable beginning ID. Utilitarian module. In this module, managed-based reasoning systems are completed to perform affectability. And geometrically module. This module closely models and picture the ID. User interface. The model handles the correspondence between these three modules. With artificial intelligence. The case-based reasoning module applies case-based thinking strategy to create a satisfactory ID from the outline details. These procedures empower the utilization of a planning encoder that is verifiably accessible in existing cases. Additionally, case-based thinking is a way to deal with learning, since the consequence of past planning sessions can be added to the case base, making it accessible for future outline issues. A total case-based thinking procedure can be considered as a cycle of 4 successive steps: retrieve, reuse, revise, and return. Retrieve, find cases for the situation base which looks like the issue of portrayal. Reuse, copy cases information. Revise, evaluate the purpose arrangement. And return, put effective educated case for the situation basis. In the artificial intelligence design of aircraft, just the retrieve, the reuse, and the return steps are executed in the case-based reasoning module. The assessment in the revise steps is dealt with by the functional module utilizing principle-based thinking procedures.
Hello, my name is Nada, team leader of the group AC13. So let's begin with the first question. Will AI take care of the issue of overbooking? AI may not take care of the issue totally, but rather it will help essentially lessen the issue, particularly with regards to boarding travelers. The test carriers confront today is that their models and staff can't precisely anticipate what number of individuals won't appear for a flight. By dissecting past long-standing customer data and general cloned traveler information and changing climate design for certain well-known courses, AI could foresee the probability that specific travelers won't show up or will swap to another flight. The AI could then surrender ground staff to the minute data or what number of individuals is probably going to board. It could even freeze with flyers ordinarily ask for updates or what number of workers is probably going to fly standby. This could help the issue of removing travelers from planes that have just loaded up. How will AI change airplane terminals? AI is as of now being utilized at air terminals and via carriers for various things. Joint Airlines has tied up with Amazon Alexa to enable planes to check in and find out about their flight. Delta Airlines is utilizing self-benefit stance that utilization facial acknowledgement innovation to confirm client character by coordinating client countenances to international ID photographs. Different aircraft are utilizing AI before clients get to the airplane terminals. Will pilotless flights turn into a reality? Flights today are pretty much pilotless. Nearly everything except for departure and landing is controlled by local available PCS, so it's moderately little mechanical obstacle to overcome. There are without a doubt other, all the more scathing reason why flights are not completely self-running today, similar to the potential of digital hacking. Carries about be greatly cautious and watchful when they think about the reconciliation and new advancements. It will be a while until the point when we see completely self-sufficient flight. Are robots more or less dependable than people? It depends upon the errand for general data issues where individuals can remain mindful of the reliably propelling a moment back changes. AI is a phenomenal game plan. As per the book in cases above, impact evasion is finished with the main made reasoning that is appeared in figure 3 for different issues that requires more thought for human feeling, such as communicating with and serving travelers in flight. Robots won't supplant people whenever soon. The aeronautics industry remains a genuine behemoth in a financial world, as it keeps on developing at inconceivable rate year over year. Honestly, it's experienced something of a splendid age in the region of 2009 and 2014, when the business created as a compound yearly advancement rate of around 9.5% going before accomplishing a joint estimation of $751 billion, while the business experienced a short abatement in the region of 2015 and 2016. It valued a stellar 2017 and is set to achieve record top business salaries of $824 billion, preceding the present a very long time over. A considerable amount of this improvement relies upon uphead ask for as client spending continues growing over the globe. Correspondingly, the market has moreover bloomed with the absence of progression and new data examination proposals, which have helped brands to enhance the customer experience, read or refund, and make more secure aircraft for voyaging. Colossal data and AI is starting at now controlling invigorate figure 2 flight, a plan initiated with aircraft intelligence.
Finally, I would like to take this moment to say this word instead of my friends. Thank you, sir, for all the chances you gave us. We appreciate that, and also thank you for everyone who helped us. Thank you also, guys, for your listening and attention, and I wish I could luck for the rest of the teams.
Good job, Nada.
Yes,
Finally, you made it. A big round of applause to Nada and her team. Good job.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you. Good job and keep it up. Without further delay, I would like now the host to invite the last presenter of today. Thank you.
Hats off to you, Nada, and your team for a beautiful presentation. Benjamin Franklin once said, without continual growth and progress, such words as improvement, achievement, and success have no meaning. Today, we, the audience, were able to see your group's achievement and success in the completion of your thesis. You and your team has grown and progressed so amazingly, and it has shown in your thesis presentation today. So very well done to you. I'd like to thank each of the audience present here today. Your support is greatly appreciated by each of us. To close off the thesis presentations for batch 2020, I'd like you all to please make welcome AC14. They have been eagerly anticipating and waiting to present their thesis. So to the last team, AC14, the floor is now open to you all, and good luck.
Hello everyone, good afternoon and good evening to you all. I am Mahi Mustafa from the Mechanical Engineering class of 2024 and the team leader of Group 14. Thank you for giving me the floor to speak. Our project is consisted of the study of the global stock market exchange and how the global pandemic has affected it. We went over how the market was before the pandemic and analyzed the current situation and the difference between the two stages. This has led us to conclude how the current world is handling the COVID situation, the economical challenges that comes with it, and what we need to do to get more positive results out of this. I have personally worked on verifying the data that we used, provided necessary literature for the body, the presentation, and carefully supervised and directed the whole project and how it is turning out. Now I will pass the floor to my team member, Winston.
Hello everyone, my name is Winston Alfred. I'm from Indonesia and I'm currently majoring in software engineer. In this group, I'm responsible for video editing, marking our group attendance, and the collection of data for our thesis. That's all for my part. Next up, Zoba will introduce himself.
Hi everyone, my name is Mohammed Zoba. I'm from Yemen, studying aeronautical engineering. I was the responsible guy who collecting the data information about COVID-19, how it affected the economy of the countries, and what's the prospection about the future, about those economies in the future from the experts. And thank you for giving me the chance to introduce myself. Now I give the chance to my friend Panawish.
My name is Panawish Deshahongka. I'm from Thailand. I'm studying aeronautical engineering. In this program, in this group, I am responsible for studying and collecting information for my team in order to continue this project. And that is all from my team. Hope you like our project. Thank you.
Now I request my team member Winston to share his screen so that we can see our project. Thank you. It is the year 2021. Unfortunately, the world has been hit by one of the worst pandemics in modern times, and people everywhere around the world have been battling and fighting with it since a year. Due to people being forced to stay indoors, businesses and markets have had seen a shift. Hi, I'm Mahi from Group 14, and in today's video we will be looking at these changes that this pandemic has brought upon the markets and how this has affected everyone around it. As coronavirus shut down the global economy, the value of stocks have gone down, and as the weeks followed, the pandemic killed tens of thousands of people and unemployment was at its peak. But after a while, the stock market climbed up again and kept on climbing, and by the middle of the year, it has recovered almost 40% of what it has lost at the start of the year. So how it is those, even after all that, the stock market has raised again, despite the changes in the economy. In all the times that the stock market has existed, its main function was to basically be able to raise funds to reinvest in their companies. Exchanges took place all over the world, and the largest one being the New York Stock Exchange. We will be looking at it in our next slides. The hard reality is that the pandemic is far from being over, and the economic consequences of a pandemic and lockdowns are much harder to list on a paper. The Federals have tried to create a false sense of security, which led people to have a false sense of optimism, and for which the corporate bond buying stoked bubble fears. The way the stock prices have raised also created an issue for the policymakers. The federal actions that have been taken has prevented economic catastrophe, and emergency support provided by the Congress has pushed the poverty down. The fact that the stimulus package caused the value of shares on the S&P to rise has inevitably proportionately benefited the rich and the upper class. The Feds have increased the money in the economy of its country in a time of crisis, and this has resulted in the value of the assets to go up, even if their real economy struggle. The federal market is an excellent example to showcase the hard mentality. What is hard mentality? Hard mentality is basically going with the flow of the mass of the people without making their own research and using their own judgment. How is it that the federal actions showcase hard mentality? Well, as we have talked about how the feds have created a false sense of optimism. As more people have fallen for these methods, the others, if not yet convinced by the initial, has followed and made decisions such as the mass, as it gave them a false sense of security. Although this method is helpful for the newcomers and novices who lack knowledge about the market, but for more experienced people, this is a bad method, and it causes the market to go to misleading figures and creates numerous bubbles and leads to panic buying and selling. At the current state, there are a lot of changes that is happening in the global market. Some of the good sides of it are that there has been a huge change in the asset prices during mid-March, and volatility of the market has increased. The financial markets have responded to this properly and has kept on functioning and making the best out of whatever they have or are given to work with. Due to the volatile nature, more options and newer opportunities have opened for those who seek to work on it. This may be the result of the economic crisis in the past, which have taught everyone that it is not only the measures that you take, but also the system that is working on it that makes a difference. The markets and investors do seem optimistic. There has been a rebound in several sectors of the market, and it seems that the market would like to go back to normal as soon as possible. That does not mean that the market is down by a significant number in contrast to the highs that we had, but we must also realize that the highs were a result of the continuous price increase.
What could be the cause of herd behavior? Herd behavior is a type of behavior where people join in groups and copy the action of others. Herd behavior in people mostly occurs in finance, where investors follow the behavior of others instead of their own analysis. This can lead to the creation of asset bubbles and market crashes. One of the causes of herd behavior is the following of the crowd. For example, if individuals see there is popular interest in buying a particular asset, They may take this popular support as a reason to follow the crowd, because people consciously or unconsciously follow what others are doing. The market as a whole can display elective irrationality. It is a challenge to the efficient market hypothesis. One understanding of the market also plays a key role on the cause of herd behavior. For example, if someone is new to the financial market and he has less knowledge about the financial market, he would think of seeking advice from a professional. Or in some cases, we assume that they know what they are doing and proceed to copy their action, which leads to the other to follow. Another cause that can lead to this behavior is the fear of being left behind or missed out. This can encourage the people to follow the crowd or do what the others are doing. According to John Maynard Keynes, he said, worldly wisdom teaches that it is better for reputation to fail conventionally than to succeed unconventionally. This quote reflects Keynes' observation that failing conventionally can often insulate you from criticism. If everyone else makes the same mistake, they are unlikely to blame you for it. However, if you take a contrarian view, you become a target from the majority opinion. If you get it wrong when the majority make a correct decision, then you are isolated and feel embarrassed. Even if the majority get the decision wrong, you may not win any friends by proving everyone else wrong. Therefore, following the crowd puts on the same playing field as your peers, and you avoid becoming a loose cannon.
The measures that are currently being taken to facilitate the situation are from a lot of different sources. We see a lot of activity from the governments of different countries and other corporate giants that are funding and financing the needs of a lot of smaller companies and other organizations. They have been the first to react to the financial needs during the pandemic. This has although increased the debt market and will keep the market busy handling it for quite a number of times. But what everyone wants at this stage is a stable economy, and so the stock markets have had taken different measures to ensure that the economy and the market gets tied at some point along the course of their actions. We have done a few research on the different market sector and have taken the data from the respective sources to see how they have been affected, and my team member Winston will be going through it in the next slides.
Hi, my name is Winston, and today I'll be presenting the global market share of mobile phones, operating systems, social media, and cryptocurrencies. First of all, mobile phones. As you can see from this table, more than half of the phone companies' market share went down after the pandemic started to go worldwide from March 2020 to March 2021. On the other hand, Apple, Xiaomi, and Oppo market share expanded during the pandemic. Samsung's market share
Winston, can you increase the volume of it? We can't hear it.
growth by only 0.04%. Though Huawei shares decline, its share is the most stable during pre-pandemic until March 2021. Next up is operating system. In this table, half of operating systems market share went down while the other half went up. Unlike mobile phones, the changes here is not too drastic. The highest growth came from iOS that increased their shares by 1.53%, whereas Windows share declined the most by 1.77%. While Android's share decreased during the period, it still has the most market share with 40.15%. Now, social media. This table shows the changes of social media shares of 7 companies during 2 periods of time. Facebook has the largest market share during both periods with 64.22% and 72.03% respectively, while Reddit and Tumblr.
I think there's a technical problem, like it's coming clear from the other side of my team member who's sharing it. Can you reshare this part?
From 7.05% to 2.94%. And last but not least, 2 periods of time. Hi, my name is Winston. From this table, first of all, mobile phones. As you can see from this table, more than half of the phone companies' market share. Can you hear it now? After the pandemic started to go wrong.
No, it's very the sound is very low, unfortunately.
Samsung's market share decreased the largest by.
Winston, you reload it. You stop and reload it. Meanwhile, part 2, Zoba, you can go ahead.
Yes, Zoba, you can share your research. Zuba, you need to tick on the share sound when you share the screen. We can't hear it.
First, when you put stop again, when you do the screen sharing, the down left side, there are 2 buttons, sound and optimization of video. You click both and then you do it, okay?
Yeah, we can hear it now. Thank you.
The last year's failed start, the prospects for a sustained reopening of economies through the second half of 2021 appears promising. The vaccination rules, as well as prior COVID-19 infections, mean 60 to 70% of the population in most developed economies should have some immunity by early in the third quarter. This, plus the large US fiscal stimulus, has shifted investors from worrying that growth will be too slow to now fearing that growth will be too fast, and put more upward pressure on interest rates. The United States is primed for supercharged growth. The recently indicated $1.8 trillion fiscal stimulus package provides another big shot in the arm of the US consumer. And this stimulus comes at a time when the economy should already be re-accelerating as vaccines become broadly available around the middle of the year. With the economy reopening more completely, we look for pent-up demand to drive a strong bonus in the service sectors. Demand for air travel, for example, is likely to overshoot as families go on vacations again. There is already evidence of this reopening theme in the data, with sharply higher travel bookings scheduled more than 19 days into the future. Real GDP growth of 7% looks possible for 2021, which would be the best calendar year outcome since 1984. The fast vaccine rollout should help the UK achieve a large rebound from last year's 9.9 GDP decline. GDP growth could be as high as 7% in 2021 and not much slower in 2022. The Bank of England is likely to keep rates in hold during the recovery phase, and this should keep gilt yield contained and rising at most in line with US Treasuries. The FTSE 100 index has been the worst performing regional equity market in recent years, but the outlook is improving in line with the economy. The FTSE 100 is the cheapest of the major markets, and UK corporate earnings are set for a substantial rebound after declining by 35% in 2020. We continue to think Japan's growth will significantly lag other major economies, although 2021 growth will be above trend. The slower vaccine approval process and subsequent rollout pushes back the potential for some form of herd immunity. There is still risk of short-term lockdowns, like those announced in early January 2021. But we expect that any future lockdown will have less severe impact on growth than previous lockdowns. The potential boost to the economy from the Tokyo Olympics scheduled to begin this July has been reduced, given it seems very likely they will go ahead without overseas spectators. However, the Olympics-related construction has been completed and contributed in part to some of the stronger growth through the last quarter of 2020. We expect Chinese economic growth to be strong in 2021, boosted by the recovery in the global economy. China was the first and first out of the pandemic shutdown, and we expect China will be the first to start tightening its stance on policy this year. We also expect that domestic consumption will continue to catch up to the production side of the economy this year, boosted by government incentives, as well as the increase to household income from further jobs growth. US-China tension continue to linger in the background. Our base case, however, is that there will not be further escalation from the new US administration during this early stage of the economic recovery.
Thank you, Zuba, for sharing the screen. Unfortunately, there has been a slight audio error in the last part of our presentation. It consisted of just a minute of research data, but it was a reflection of what Zuba has said as well. So I hope we could make the point clear. We just couldn't show the graphical analysis, but Zuba said it well in his next videos. So I hope this wouldn't halt anything. I'm really sorry for the inconvenience, but a big thanks to my teammates for making it in such a short time, and I'm really grateful for you guys. And last but not the least, a very big thank you to everyone who is present here and who has spent their valuable times watching us. And a big thank you to Professor Wallace for always believing in us.
Thank you, Group 14. I know you have challenges. You have faced COVID-19 infection and your team, and finally you could able to pull through. It's good. We should give a big round of applause to the effort you have made, and we hope you continue to improve upon in future. Thank you so much. Back to the host for the continuation of our program. Thank you.
Well, all I can say is that you get what you work for and not what you wish for. AC14, despite the technical issues, your hard work paid off today as you guys have successfully completed your thesis and presented it perfectly. Very well done, AC14, and a massive congratulations to all the previous teams that presented their thesis. I now take this opportunity to introduce to you all Edward Wakefield, who will be delivering the closing speech. Mr. Wakefield, the stage is now open for you to deliver the closing speech.
Thank you, Cheryl. Dear respected Dean, vice deans, professors, audience, and my fellow classmates. I'm honored to give the closing speech on behalf of Batch 2020. I take this opportunity to thank you to all of the groups and to all of the individual participants for their incredible hard work and amazing presentations. A sincere thanks to our respected Dean and Vice Dean, professors, and our lovely audience for your precious time spent. The first batch of students that presented yesterday set the bar extremely high for those that were scheduled to present today. But I think it is safe to say that today's groups did not disappoint and delivered memorable presentations. The past 16 weeks have been extremely grueling for all of us. Some of us probably did not think that we could make it this far, but look at where we are today and take a moment to reflect on the journey that has undoubtedly made us more capable students. I will never forget what Professor Wallace once told me in a breakout room after a class where I significantly underperformed. I had told Professor that I was trying to make up ground with the presentation, and he told me, do or do not. There is no try. Those words have stuck with me ever since. The reason behind the overwhelming success of all these groups is our sheer determination to make something we are extremely proud of. And the reason behind that is our dear Professor Wallace, who has been driving us forward to protrude out of the box, encapsulating what we can actually achieve when we put our minds to it. So, last but certainly not least, Professor Wallace, I believe that I speak for everyone when I say that your constant pushing and unprecedented high standards have been incredibly painful. But as the saying goes, no pain, no gain. In hindsight, this pressure from you is very much appreciated as you showed us what we were capable of. Thank you, Prof. Thank you once again to all mentioned previously, and thank you to the audience members for coming through today to support our second batch of superstars. I'll leave you with this one quote. No one can whistle the symphony. It takes a whole orchestra to play it. I now invite all my batchmates to say a few words. The floor is open for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Edward, for your closing speech. Before the floor is open for everyone to say whatever they want, to express how they feel after making an awesome presentation after 16 weeks of hard work and how they feel. And before that, I will request Professor Lee to say some closing words to all of us. Professor Lee, the floor is yours.
Okay, can you hear me?
Professor, the volume can be increased a bit. Thank you.
Okay. So can you hear me?
Yeah, better. Thank you.
Okay. So thank you so much, Professor Wallace, and the students in batch of 2020. Okay. Sorry, I'm late for your presentation today. Okay. So but I know that you have done very good job. Okay. Although it's just one course presentation, but from what you have done, we can see that you work together and share with each other and show a very good group spirit in hard working. Okay, although due to the pandemic, we cannot study together on campus, but you try your best to lower down the negative influence of your study. Okay, so I'm very pleased to see that. Okay, and at the university, at the College of International Education, we are here to continue the support of your study. Okay, we stand together to fight the bad situation. Okay, to provide enough academic support and enough resources to all of our students. Okay, and thank you for your good for your good hard working. Okay, hope you can keep this spirit in your future study. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Professor Lee. As I always been telling them that whenever they do something, they should do to the best, excellent performance they should try to achieve. So they should shoot the moon. If not moon, at least they will land on stars. So most of them are already done a great job. And the high expectancy which was set for most of the groups, I think they met and the standard was maintained. They went one step forward from the traditional PPT presentation to a more advanced presentation using technology like Zoom, animations, and also videos. I think now in the 21st century, we all will be done up with the PPT, redundant software. Now we will be moving to the next level and maybe who knows AI. So it was really, everybody tried the best. There were some challenges on internet, geographical challenges, also the challenges on time zones, but all the teams pulled together and I was chasing almost every team to make sure they continue to achieve what they want and deliver. So finally, it's concluded. Thank you so much for all your support, guys. I believe you learned, and this learning is not for today, but this will be for lifelong. You will remember what you learned in this class, maybe help you in your future study, your master programs, and also if you're going to work in an organization. So whatever the knowledge, as I always mention, you gain need to be well presented so that everybody understand what knowledge you have and they can clearly evaluate your knowledge. So this is what the whole crux of this presentation and the skills, the soft skills you developed. So I'm very happy. Thank you, Professor Lee, for your valuable time over a weekend. And everyone have done a great job. Big applause for all the batch 2020. A big round of applause. They have a wonderful job. So now the floor is open. So you have a time to express the last meeting of this class of academic English, whatever you want to say, what you learned, whatever, the floor is open. Please open your microphone and just speak. Now the floor is open for you. You can go, guys. Nada?
Yeah, hello, teacher. I am so grateful that I have a teacher like you, and I want to say thank you so much for everything. You really pushed me a lot, and you teach me to never give up, really. I am very grateful to have an amazing teacher like you, and also you teach me how to be a good leader. I think I am not that great, but at least I developed myself. And I also want to say thank you for you are always giving us an advice and always looking for our news. And I think you love your work and you love so much your student and teacher like you. We need to be so thankful and grateful for them. Thank you so much, Professor Wallace. Really, thank you.
Thank you, Nada. Thank you so much. I really pushed you a lot and chased you up. So I thought maybe you must be thinking, oh, this professor is really after my life. But oh, I'm so happy that you see the challenges. I always believe there is no bad student, that's only bad teacher. So I don't want to be a bad teacher. So I push to my best to the students to deliver. So this is what I learned in my life. So grateful to you, Nada. Whatever you have done, great.
Thank you so much, teacher.
Yes, Edward, you're the second guy whom I chased a lot and pushed you a lot. So you are here smiling.
Yeah, I was smiling at what Nada was saying. I was just going to say that I completely second that. And I think that she's absolutely right. I think that you are an amazing teacher, and I can tell that it's very obvious that you care about what you're doing and you're not just doing it for a job, and that you're passionate about it. And I think that that certainly does wear off on your students. So just thank you once again.
Thank you, Edward. Good job. You come up with a surprise and you've done a wonderful presentation. Thank you so much. Yes, Veneria. our welcome speaker for today.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for Professor Wallace, who keep pushing us, telling us the right things, giving us the support to finish the thesis and tell us how to do a great presentation. Yeah, I'm very thankful.
Thank you, Veneria. So Cheryl, what do you learn to conclude in this class? And what is a take home for us? What you have to say?
Well, firstly, I'd just like to say thank you. Never in a million years did I picture myself hosting events. I don't like stepping out of my comfort zone. So thank you very much, Professor. You have really pushed me, and I'm sure every single one of us here to step out of our comfort zone. There's this quote that Will Smith said. It says that the success is on the other side of your fear, and it's mostly to do with like stepping out of your comfort zone. And each of us have like stepped out of our comfort zones. We didn't think we would be presenting such amazing presentations, and you have pushed us to go above and beyond. So thank you very much. I've learned so much about public speaking. I've learned so much about presenting academically and professionally. So thank you very much for the effort that you have put in. You have really, really shaped me into the person that I am now. And to think that I am just in first year and I've acquired all these skills is amazing. And I will carry this with me until I graduate. I also want to thank the university, the dean, the vice dean, the coordinators. Thank you very much, you guys from the university, from taking the time out to attend these presentations. I hope you guys were.
Yeah, we lost her maybe because of the internet. Yes, the memory of what we have done today on this presentation, which you have presented, is on the live on YouTube. This will never die. So maybe your grandchildren could also see, and their children as well. Until this world exists, the YouTube exists, you can see what you have done when you were students. And I think this is a great memory and an archive for you to keep yourself proud of what you have done. Yeah. Yes, Cheryl, go ahead. Sorry for interruption of your internet.
No, that's okay. My apologies. I'm having problems with my laptop cord, so I just switched onto my phone. But I just wanted to say a huge thank you to and appreciation to the university for taking the time out to come and attend and watch our presentations. We greatly appreciate your efforts for attending this event. And to all my peers and course-mates, a very, very well done and a very big congratulations to you all. You should be celebrating for your holidays. You guys have done amazing, and we have done amazing. So thank you guys very much. I've learned so much from you guys too as well. You guys are always keeping me on my toes, because I think that I do amazing, but in the next class, you guys top it up and I'm like, okay, I need to pull up my socks and do better. So thank you guys so much, and well done to everyone.
Thank you, Cheryl. So the last, before we close today, the Ayman, he's thinking very seriously. So you are the last speaker for tonight. Please go ahead.
Well, like my previous speaker has spoken, like, you are an amazing teacher, no doubt. And I've never imagined myself speaking publicly in an international event and on repeated occasions, and also being promoted to the jury, then being promoted to a host. So this was something phenomenal, and I never expected me doing such task in such a short time. And well, I express my firm gratitude towards you for pushing me to that limit and make me realize what I'm capable of. But aside from that, I shall also like to emphasize one other thing. That is, this subject, academic English writing, has enabled us, like our batchmates and our groups, to familiarize with ourselves. And this was the only class where we got to know each other much more better. And we got to actually talk with each other and make friends and be more familiar with each other. So this also helped us to be more closer together as a batch. So I do believe that this helped us to bring us closer together as a batch. So that is one important thing that I recognize, that this subject has enabled us through this Zoom meeting, because as Professor Yong Lee has said, that this is indeed a difficult time, and we are geographically very far apart. But thanks to this academic English class, we were connected in a way online that made us feel very close. And for that, for creating such an atmosphere, I do thank you, Professor Wallace, for helping us to bring us closer together. So that's it, Professor Wallace.
Thank you, Ayman. As you see, the teamwork has so much of power. Sometimes it's painful, but finally, when it's delivered, you feel joy, you feel so happy, so fulfillment. The feeling of fulfillment is very important. As I always mention, education is also enjoying fulfillment, happiness, cherish what you're doing, and you feel encouraged. And, that's how the life should have, as a student. So I think you guys have really proved well. And it was really great that different majors, different countries, time zones, you tried to, make everything work and proved that everything is possible. Thank you, Ayman, for your words. Yes, Professor Diana, you have to say something before we close tonight?
Thank you, Professor Wallace. Thank you, Professor Yongli. All the students have done excellent job, and this is a group performance. The team efforts are always appreciated. So what we understand here is that when you are doing a group or a teamwork, each and everyone has to give their 100% to excel. So I can see all the teams have done an excellent job, well coordinated, dedication, their hard work. So that is a reason. And well, I couldn't believe this is academic writing class. So the most important and a very unique character of Professor Wallace is that you give him something very simple and he will make it very attractive and interesting and give you back. There was a time when we used to have academic writing. It was so boring. We have to write the thesis and just give it to our professors. But you can do the thesis and apply the knowledge and also do your personality development with your soft skills. As your foundation is writing, this is your foundation. If you can have a good writing, if your foundation is strong, then definitely your presentation will be strong and you learn. It's like add-on benefits you get and get. So this is, I would like to say, and I have seen all the teams. Some of the students I have been familiar with them, and I have seen them growing and their progress. That's a true example what you can see. If you really want, you can do that. This is what you have to decide. This is your decision. If you want, you can make it happen. So your hard work, your dedication, it's something what you can prove it. I have seen all the students showcasing their hard work, talents, skills. I'm very happy. Professor Wallace invited me to be the audience. Thank you very much. And congratulations, all the students. You have done awesome job for me. I'm
Thank you,
the host. Yeah.
Thank you, Professor Diana. Thank you so much. So with this, I wish you all a happy holidays, happy summer vacation. Try to regenerate yourself, be careful. You can have fun, go out, but be careful. Don't follow Edward Wakefield, he's on a globe-trottering trip. So have a good time, have fun. Thank you, Professor Lee.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good, thank you. Bye-bye. So we end for the session today, and good night, everybody. Excellent job for everyone. Very proud of you all. Bye-bye. Good night.
Have a good
Bye.
everyone.
Night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Good night. Bye-bye.
Take care and be safe.
Thank you. Great. Nada, good job. Thank you, Ayman. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.